Welcome first years for your last prose lesson, If I Were You. It's an one act play written by Douglas James. What is the meaning of one act play? Normally what do we perform on the stage, on the dais, where we have certain characters, where we have the certain you can say the chairs, tables, arrangement of the mic and all the usage of the stage, which for a particular play, one drama can be enacted in front of the audience, that is known as one act play. In one act it could be finished off, the whole drama, even though they can show the lapse of time and everything, but it can be done on a single stage, and every corner, even the center, this side, that side, middle part, back side, everything to be used of a stage with that of the proper arrangement of the mics, the sound system, the light system, everything to be done properly. And if you remember, when you in your school days, when you have performed any dramas or plays, obviously you have performed on the dais only. It was not recorded, or it could not have the possibility of retakes. You have to perform in front of the audience directly. That is your one act plays. You must have observed that whenever you are acting, you would have to keep your face in front of the audience, so the expressions, the dialogues can be heard by the audience in a clear way. And if both 2-3 people are talking also, you have to come in front of the stage to have a look towards the audience, so the audience can able to get you, and you can able to grab the attention of the audience. So this is also one act play, very nicely written. It has some humor, some presence of mind, many things are there. So as we'll go into the depth of that explanation, you can understand easily. It is written by Douglas James. As I said, he is an Irish playwright. He belongs to Ireland, and he has actually taken birth in 1928 and died in the year 2002. He normally written mostly for the television. That means the plays which can continue on the episodes type, and he has written the seasons and the episodes of a particular series. So he wrote many of the things for the television. So he knows that how to get the nerves of the audience. This particular play, If I Were You, that means if I would be you, or if you would be me, exchanging the places. Here is that if suppose you find someone exactly look alike of yourself, someone exactly alike like yourself, how do you feel? Suppose you are going at some place in the garden or somewhere, you just find out some person who is just crossing you, and he or she looks totally like you. First you won't believe, you go away, then again you want to come back and you want to see that. Is it like that? Do we have the same type of the person? So this is actually a surprise. And the second thing is that you will get a shock, because we have our face, our looks as our own identity. It should not get, you can say, resemble with the other, except the case of the twins. Identical twins, if they are, they may have the similar face and all, but normally for the individuals, they don't have a habit of looking the same faces on the streets or anywhere. They have a different face, and either you love it or you hate it. You own your own face, you own your own personality. It's up to you how do you carry yourself. But the main thing is that you like your individuality, you like the thing whatever you have. And exactly if you are finding the same in front of the other person, the same gestures, the same face and same personality, you will be obviously shocked, surprised, and maybe you feel bad as well. And suppose the other person wants to remove you and take your place. Will it be okay? Of course not. Of course not. You never want your identity to be taken by the other person or replace you instead of yourself. Just imagine it out, any of the stranger is entering like your face into your home and getting all the love and care and affection of your family, but it was not you and the person is a stranger. Do you like to get replaced by any other person? Obviously not. So the same thing here is that in the whole you can get this. Now this play has observed both three identities, three you can say unities are there for one play, which are being considered as, if three unities are there in a play, then that one act play would be considered as the best one. So here the first is time, place and action. How much time you are utilizing for the delivering of dialogues, for your expressions, for using the stage and all, and the place, how much, like where you are placing yourself, how do you use the stage. And the next is the action. How was your action when you are performing something? How was your action, expressions, gestures, all are counted. So this particular play has observed all the three unities, that is time, place and action. That's why it is called as the one of the best one act play. As I said earlier, like when you have seen dramas or plays in your school days, or you have performed also, so you must have seen that few dramas are actually become a hit. People like them, all the classmates, schoolmates, they like some of the dramas very well rather than the other dramas, because either maybe the actors won't do the acting properly, or the dialogues were not good, or it could not be a humorous one, or it could not be performed at the proper timings. Like one dialogue would be delivered by one person, immediately the other dialogue to be delivered by the other person. If suppose sometimes you must have seen because of improper rehearsals and all, what would happen? The other person could not utter the dialogues at a time, they may forget it out, and you must have heard that the other actor or the first one who has already said that dialogues try to remind the other person what your dialogue is. You can get the voice on the mic itself. So that shows there are certain things which we have to keep it in mind when we are going for performing a one act play. It is a very humorous play. Humorous in sense, it is not like having the jokes in between, it has to be understood. It a mature type of the comedy is there. With the dialogues itself, you can able to get a smile on your face, and you can understand how nicely the person has handled. It is the first scene. First scene, starting of the play, you could see one of the person. There are two characters. First is Gerard, the other is the intruder. Gerard is the original, like you can say, the main character, and the intruder is the one who can, anybody. Intruder means the one who is interfering into others without asking the permission, just interfering. So Gerard was the main person who we cannot see the face of the Gerard. He was actually turned towards one side and he was talking on the phone, and he was saying that I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Okay, so on the phone we can get a conversation like that, like he was talking and he is saying that within 10 minutes I am leaving, and by the times, and he starts packing the traveling bag. There was a big traveling bag over there on the stage. There he started putting his things. That means he is getting ready to go at some other place. Mostly he was packing the bag, and suddenly what happened, he heard one noise, like somebody has entered, like in a barging or entering in a forceful manner. Somebody has entered, and the person didn't know that what is there in the room or in the on the stage. So he suddenly like dashed into the side of the chair, and the noise came, and that noise has alerted Gerard, and he turned towards that to find out one of the person who was wearing a long coat like him, wearing a hat, could not able to see the face properly, but the person was wearing the hat and the long coat, and he stood there, and he has the same build, same type of the physical personality as that of the Gerard. He enters, and obviously when Gerard turned, he saw that person, and he was like, actually, how could you come up, like you didn't knock. This scene was actually showing one of the cottage, like a small room of the cottage where the person was there. Who was the person? Gerard. Gerard is the person, or you can say the owner of the cottage, who was there, who was packing his traveling bag and getting ready to leave within 10 minutes, and suddenly an intruder, or you can say a stranger, has entered. So it's but natural reaction from anybody. So Gerard has also turned and he inquired, how could you come up without knocking the door, and who are you to enter? So suddenly the intruder shows a gun. He shows the gun and he said, just sit down over there where I am saying it to you, and tell me something about yourself. Something about own self. That means intruder wanted Gerard to give his self introduction. But this type of situation normally panic the other people. But Gerard was very calm and cool. Even though maybe he was getting panicked inside, but he didn't express it out, he didn't show. He kept quiet and he just calmly he checked out that person and he said, okay, fine, you wanted to know about my life history. After a long time I got to know someone who was really interested in my life. Gerard started saying like that. You can imagine that at this moment intruder does not like to listen his life history, but Gerard already knows that, but he wanted to continue the talk. So he said, I have been actually kidnapped by some of the persons at the age of 3, then I have roamed here and there, and now at the age of 32. That means now Gerard is at the age of 32. As at the age of 32, I am living alone in this simple cottage and all. So immediately intruder stopped him. He was very angry and he said, just keep quiet. I don't want to listen about your family background or from your life history. I want to know at present, are you living all alone in this house? So he said, yes, if you have some pity on me, you can stay, no problem. He started saying like that. He was very calm and cool, Gerard. So the intruder said, just keep quiet, ask whatever the question I am asking, give me that answer. And he has a gun. Even though he was showing the gun towards Gerard, he was pointing him, but Gerard was not losing his calm. So he asked him, what is your Christian name? So Gerard has said that my Christian name is Vincent Charles Gerard. The whole name was like that. So he said, Acha, do you have any car with you? Like, I have seen there is a car in your garage. I have seen that, and there is a car for you or not? So Gerard has said, no, I don't have. An intruder immediately stopped him and said, I know, I have seen your car. I am observing you since many days. So I know you have a car. But now he asked the question, like, how many people visit to your home? Like, how many people come to your home regularly? So Gerard has said that very few people come to my home. One is the baker, bringing the buns or bread or something. The next is the greengrocer, vegetables and all. The third one is the milkman. He said that these 3 people visit my home regularly. So immediately this intruder has said, but I came to know that you never meet many people, like neighbors or here and there, you don't meet the people, and you don't have a habit of meeting those people. So Gerard was actually surprised a little bit, but very calmly he said, oh, you have done a lot of homework about me. That means you have done continuous research about me, and you know how many people come to my home, whoever I meet or not, and then you come to know about my car. Everything you come to know about myself. So you are really great. So intruder said that, yes, I am very much intelligent and very good person. I am very smart, and in between always he is saying that I am smarter than you. That means intruder is saying that he is smarter than Gerard. Smarter means here intelligence. I am intelligent than yourself. Gerard has said that now you ask me about how many people visit my home and what is my Christian name and all. Now if it won't look nice if I don't ask you. So you please tell me about your history, so we'll get to know about each other. The intruder get angry. He said, here I am not conducting any interview, or you are not going to conduct any interview about me. We are not friends, we are not talking to each other. I am just a intruder. I want to know something about you because I have to actually run from the police. So Gerard understood, obviously with the gun itself he has understood that he is not an ordinary person. So Gerard has said that, what is your specialty in crime? That means, do you do murders or thief or something? What is your specialty? Like he was asking, like there is a degree for that the person. So the intruder has very proudly he said that I'm a jewelry robber. I'm a intelligent jewelry robber, and I have seen your car, and that your car is enough for me to rob the area and keep all the things inside the car. I'll use your car for robbing, and after the material whatever I get, I'll keep it inside your car and I'll be safe. So Gerard has said that, how could you think that police would not chase you? If you do something like that, police will definitely chase you, police will be looking after you. So he said, yeah, police will come, but police is very less in number. The police officials are very less in number, so there is a less you can say possibility that I will get catch by the police. So, and as I said, I am very smart, so I'll hide myself into your cottage. So Gerard has said that, you have decided to stay in my home. Okay, fine, together we live without having any problem. We'll live together and we'll try to like save ourselves and all. He was like ready to accept the stranger into his home. So the stranger has said that, no, I have a like plan. I'm not willing to live with you. I have a plan to kill you. Just look at me. Now at this moment, intruder has stood long and like he was standing, and he said, Gerard also, get up and stand in front of me and look yourself, like I have changed myself to look like you. That means I have the whole changes I have made in myself, because I have the physical body is look like you, and I have made my face more or less looking like you. So I wanted to take your place. I have learned your mannerism. And Gerard was very much surprised. He said, but you don't have proper clothes. I don't wear this type of clothes. So he said, after killing you, all the dresses in the cupboard would be mine. So I will definitely wear those dresses because it will be fit for me. We have the same sizes. Gerard was getting nervous, but he didn't show. He was very calmly, he was talking, and he said, but people come to know about you that you have taken my place. So he said, I have already got to know that you never make friends with the other people. You never let any other people come to your home, because as I ask you, you said only 3 people come to your home, and when I look like you, people would not doubt me, and I will be living happily after stealing the things or jewelry robbery. After doing that, I will be staying back into your cottage as Vincent Charles Gerard, and I will kill you. So the police could not find me out. And in my place, you will be the robber. I will kill you and I will show your body to the police that this is the robber. And I will live a good life, a peaceful life. This was his plan. This shows the intelligence of the intruder. Obviously, he has a good plan. He has made all the homework done, and he said that I have learned even your voice. I have and he actually imitated in front of Gerard that how he talks on phone. He talks very in the same manner how Gerard talks, and he showed to him that look how I resemble, not only in my physical looks, but I look actually I have you can say acquired the habits of yours, mannerisms of yours. So I look more or less like you. The people could not doubt me, and if they want any thief or someone who has robbed the jewelry or someone, I'll show it to your dead body. So, and he said that that why that police actually is continuously chasing me. Who said? Intruder. And Gerard has said that why do you want to kill me? So he said that police is already chasing me because I have once by mistake I killed a policeman. Now police is after me, and if I kill you also, twice if I murder, I'll get one punishment. So I will murder you only as me. You take my place. So they will think that, okay, this criminal who has killed the policeman has died, and I will live a peaceful and happy life. So this was the plan of the intruder. Now in the next class, we'll get to know how Gerard tried and what had happened to Gerard and how he tried to escape. So I hope you have related to the topic, if I were you. So in the next class, we'll try to complete the explanation. By the time, take care.